To think that while I sat in the smoke of the city all these years, there was a crisp azure edge that sang of other civilizations. As I trudge on through the morning mist, shapes rear out from the sand. I make out rotted wooden planks bound by fraying plaited rope. When the wind blows on the shore, each particle is swept up. Nothing is stable. The very ground beneath me is made of fractions and pieces, enveloping fields of shell and dust. Once more upon this coast, I feel at ease. Scooping up a handful of the shattered grains I stand upon, each one a wild remnant of history. I wonder how many castles have been built along these shores. Not by the elaborate strongholds of kings, but by the tiny hands of a human child, light-hearted and limber, working the yellow slush with plastic trowels and paper cups. I allow the loose grains to sift through my fingers, a repeating chorus of crushed fossils from eras gone by. All children are part of the Scavengers Guild. I once collected the smoothed coloured glass fragments found along the shore, formed from smashed bottles enveloped in cascading water, sharp edges rounded to submission by even sharper waves. I collected that which does not naturally belong. I still feel regularly that I do not naturally belong anywhere. And here you are at last, beside me. We join on the sandy yellow edge, with the lapping blue waves tickling the tips of our feet. Have you realized where we are? Shifting tides, a whole other country on the horizon. We stand before the immense cultivator of creation, the unquenchable beginning, the defining point of evolution itself. You stare into its depths with a terrifying attraction, and allow it to engulf you, inviting and enticing. You step inside those waves and they offer you raw purity, vastness and clarity. A once pristine wilderness before humans intervened. And lo, beneath the deep lie dwelling the leftovers of inception, alone and untamable to develop into unimaginable, otherworldly forms. We glance at each other, all etching itself into our young, unweathered faces. Together, we've always understood the blue and its abiding rock pools to harbour magic. Out from them burst tiny, intricate creatures, parading pincers and suckers, inspiring tales of shanties and salt, storms and sun. Thick salt spray bursts over shiny, scummy rock, and together we tread lightly amongst limpets and seaweed, lest our toes are sucked under an incomprehensible depth. The great revealing occurs often. We greedily watch the blue peel back from the shore, uncovering all manner of glistening small treasures. I scowl at your belittling reference to the surrounding shells as pretty. Really, they are a mighty armour, built of many fortifying layers to protect its residents from predators. Would you find the slow-moving, slimy gastropod that once inhabited it pretty? It is a timeless relic. We walk, now, steadily, along the backs of their ancestors. I remember too the first time you took a pebble home, to discover it had lost its sheen. We decided it needed to be placed somewhere magical once more to recover it. We head east, with the escalating sun in our eyes, winding past the coastal quarries, along the old stone harbour and towards the House of Light. I envision its alienating beam emitting a magical glow. Just as we will soon slink back into the city, the water winds too through our towns, breaking them up and leading us back to a source which created our current reality. You inform me now, as we trail away, of a coast unfamiliar to my innocence, one harsh and unforgiving. I listen with grave intent to your tales of the blue as a blanket tossed over souls lost at sea, of its enablement of a slave trade permitting others to possess on a devastating scale what is not their own, seaside homes bowing to eroding cliffs, beached animals, equally as majestic in death, who explored just past their limits. I soak it in, filling my lungs with a great, blustery breath, and decide, in all its fullness, life and death and sombre gloom, to love it wholeheartedly anyway.